A live look at Green Bay right now at noon. The wait is over as the NFL draft officially starts tonight. We'll take a look at some of the festivities already happening. Plus, China says formal talks on a trade deal are not underway, despite what President Trump has said. What the president is saying about a timeline for trade deals. This is News 3 Now at noon. We start things off with a live look at the main draft stage for the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay, where in 7 hours, 32 players will have their names called and begin their NFL career. That is the draft stage right there, where festivities already happening this afternoon. And that excitement continues as thousands of fans from every NFL team descend upon Titletown. They're waiting to see which players will be joining their team. While the next 3 days will be focused mainly on the players, there's so much more to the draft experience. Here's our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn.
Good morning. Green Bay is prepared with activities and attractions for everyone, and these activities are all around Titletown. So I was talking earlier in the week about your parking garages on this side of Fox River. You still have activities on both sides of Fox River, as well as south of Titletown. Just 10 minutes away from Titletown District, you will have quite a few events as well, and then also on Military Ave over here. So starting early at 8 a.m. today and every day of the draft, you can attend the draft party at Stadium View. That's just south of Lambeau. Now, this is a free event with live music, food, and drinks. For our history buffs out there, the NFL has planned multiple tours. That includes live Packers Heritage Trail Segway Tour and a walk through Green Bay's story. At 1 p.m., you can meet and greet former Packers Tony Moll, Jason Spitz, and Darren College, all drafted in 2006 and Super Bowl 45 champs. They'll be at a bottle signing event at Three Fat Guys Winery this afternoon. And of course, there will be a post party every day of the draft as well. Along with the pre and post parties on Friday, you can head to the back lot of the Children's Museum of Green Bay for a future season ticket holder tailgate. This family-friendly event encourages you to bring your tailgating supplies and get in the spirit. They'll have plenty of kids activities and a kids health and wellness combine. At 10 a.m., enjoy live polka band performances, soup and dessert at the Booyah Battle Kringle Combine, or stop by the food trucks for a bite to eat and a cold beer. And tomorrow night, for the grown-ups, you can attend an unfiltered, uncensored improv show for $15 at Comedy City Theater. Now, that theater is just 10 minutes south of Titletown. You can find the full list of events on NFL.com, and tune in tomorrow. I'll have Saturday's draft festivities for you.
Michelle Renee Quinn for us. Thank you. Remember, News 3 Now is your home for draft coverage. Join Eric Franke, Jason Wilde, Zach Hanley, and Andrew Banstra as we cover the sights, sounds, and strategy leading up to that first round tonight at 7. Well, chances for rain continue across southern Wisconsin. First Four meteorologist Blaze Keller has your certified most accurate forecast. Beautiful outside right now, Blaze.
It really is. Not necessarily overcast, not mostly sunny, probably partly sunny here outside of the studio. We do have some rain falling across parts of central and southern Wisconsin. We'll take it up to the Dells. That's where our heaviest rain shower is right now, stretching back south and westward. But we'll turn our attention north and east into Packwaukee, off into the Fond du Lac area, staying mainly north and west of us, but there is some light shower activity, and then off into southwestern Wisconsin. Not as concentrated, so more hit and miss showers, but we're going to continue to watch that threat for showers, and maybe a few thunderstorms continue as we head into the rest of your evening and overnight as well. The best chance for rain is likely going to be early Friday into at least the early afternoon hours on Friday, and then we'll clear out in time for Saturday. Where the rain is, it's a little bit cooler, mid-50s in the Dells, 60 to our north in Camp Douglas, 66 in Madison, 73 in Janesville, and 72 in Beloit. We're at 69 there in Belleville, as well as 70 in Edgerton. So we're slowly starting to get into those 70s, and we're going to continue, as I mentioned, to see that chance for showers today and into your Friday. But we're going to talk as severe weather threats continue to grow here across Wisconsin for next Monday and Tuesday. That's coming up in the full forecast.
Staying unsettled, not going anywhere anytime soon the way it looks.
No, unfortunately not.
All right, Blaze, we'll see you in Maine weather in just a few minutes. Thank you. Right now, Madison custody after reportedly assaulting multiple people on State Street last night. Madison police responded just before 9 o'clock. A man matching the description provided by witnesses was found by 2 officers. He allegedly ran away but was eventually taken to the Dane County Jail on multiple charges. Anyone with information on the incident is encouraged to contact the Madison Police Department at 608-255-2345. At the state capitol, Wisconsin Democrats are challenging Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban with a new bill. It's called the Abortion Rights Restoration Act. The legislation would expand abortion access, allow telehealth medication abortion, and permit healthcare professionals like nurse practitioners to provide care. Supporters say this bill would clarify roles of healthcare professionals and protect them against prosecution.
This bill is about protecting a person's ability to decide for herself what kind of reproductive health care is needed. This bill is about protecting healthcare professionals from criminal punishments for providing patient-centered and medically indicated health care for their patients.
The legislation is a direct response to the Supreme Court's Dobbs decision. This eliminated federal abortion protections and left reproductive rights to individual states. President Trump is meeting with Norway's prime minister this afternoon as the White House tries to make as many trade deals as it can in the coming weeks. The administration says it has spoken to 90 countries so far, but there are mixed messages over the status of talks with China. The Treasury Secretary says formal negotiations have not yet begun, but President Trump indicated Wednesday they are actively talking and that the current 145% tariff on Chinese imports could come down.
If we don't have a deal with a company or a country, we're going to set the tariff. We just set the tariff. It's something that we think that will happen, I'd say, over the next couple of weeks. Wouldn't you say? I think so. Over the next 2-3 weeks, we'll be setting the number. And we're going to pick, could be for China, too.
CBS News confirms the CEOs of Walmart and Target privately warned President Trump that his tariff policy could disrupt supply chains and potentially result in empty shelves in the coming weeks. Arizona's Attorney General and 11 other states have filed a new lawsuit alleging the president exceeded his authority in imposing the tariffs. The White House has defended its policy, arguing the U.S. trade deficit is a national emergency. The state's lawsuit claims only Congress has the power to levy tariffs. Trump invoked a 1970s-era law called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to justify the tariffs. Dane County officials are looking at the aging infrastructure of the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Officials say Madison is missing out on events because of the current quality of the space. They say the Coliseum doesn't have the space to support modern acts. Many tours want to rig up about 50,000 pounds of equipment, but the Coliseum can only support about half of that. Dane County Executive Melissa Agard plans to put in a request for proposals for a public-private partnership to update the space.
Increases sales tax because people are buying tickets. If they come here, they're likely buying food and beverage. Some people may be traveling and they're going to eat at restaurants and stay at our hotels.
Agard says she wants to hear what the public wants to see go into the renovation. She says if the request for proposal is issued, they hope to start renovating next year. Well, still to come on a Thursday afternoon, how much money the FBI says scammers stole from people last year, plus what Toyota is doing to up its commitment to hybrid cars.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Moving forward.
Toyota is upping its commitment to hybrid cars. The Japanese automaker says it'll invest $88 million more in its West Virginia-based engine and transmissions plant, with the goal of boosting production of gas-electric hybrid vehicles by late next year. The push comes after President Trump added a 25% tariff on foreign-made cars and auto parts. And scammers stole a record $16.6 billion last year. That's according to the FBI's annual Internet Crime Report. Most of those losses were due to fraud, though ransomware reports also rose 9%. People over 60 years old filed the most complaints, nearly 150,000, and reported the most losses at $4.8 billion. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Here's a look at the current stock numbers at the noon hour. The Dow's up 410 points, NASDAQ up 379, and the S&P 500 up this hour 89. Today's farm numbers are coming up next, along with Blaze's first warn forecast, and later on Live at 4. Our live team coverage continues from Green Bay ahead of the first round of the NFL Draft. Pam Yankee's out of the radio barn on vacation, so here are your farm numbers. Time now for your certified most accurate forecast. Here's first floor meteorologist Blaze Keller, and I think our pet of the week is going to steal your thunder. Pun intended, Blaze.
Yes, this is Rachel. She's 2 months old, and we're going to learn all about her in a little bit. But I'm gonna talk a little bit softer because she's just a little baby. So we are looking at showers today, as well as that chance for showers on your Friday, too. We're opening up the Gulf, so we're going to continue to watch as warm air and moist air sits overhead. And then we turn our attention to Monday. That's when we were first warning you about the chance for severe weather as early as yesterday. And that's going to continue to look as though it's going to be overhead at least some part of Monday into next Tuesday. So currently, we're looking at 50s and maybe a few 60s out there for your Friday. So showers and thunderstorms will be possible, but we are looking at that chance for scattered showers today as well. As I mentioned, we've opened up the Gulf, so we don't have any big systems moving through or organized systems. Instead, little Miss Rachel, we just have little kind of blips of energy. Now, we will see a little surface low move through the area as we go into Friday, and that's going to help clear out some of our weather as we go into Saturday. We'll open up the skies just a little bit. So it looks like Saturday is going to be at least pleasant. So if you're going to be staying up in Green Bay, or you maybe haven't thought about going up quite yet for any of the draft festivities, Saturday is going to be probably the best of the next couple of days, just because we're going to see less cloud cover. Winds are going to be out of the north. It's not going to be as rainy, probably more partly sunny than what Future Track is showing. Notice off to our west, though, we're quiet. That's going to get our next system kind of primed as we go into Sunday and then further into Monday and then Tuesday as well. Rachel looks like she is just going to take a nice little nap here. Here's the rest of what we can expect for the NFL draft. Again, it starts today, but Friday and Saturday, there's still festivities going on, and we're looking at 50s with that chance for sunshine, especially there Saturday. Scattered showers mainly in the morning hours on Friday. That sounds like a plan, Rachel? And then we turn our attention to next Monday. Let me clear up this graphic for you real quick, because sometimes our weather graphics does this. It really wants to pull from data that is happening today, but our focus is going to be on next Monday and Tuesday. This is continuing to slide its way eastward. And yesterday we didn't really have a whole lot of the coverage area underneath that severe weather threat, but now we're continuing to see that shift eastward. So now we find a 30% chance of severe weather across western parts of Wisconsin. Typically, when this is when a severe weather outlook is this far out, the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service meteorologists, they have high confidence that we're likely going to see some severe weather. And especially with that 30%, that darker orange there, we usually see this far out the day of an enhanced risk or higher. So that's indicative of an organized severe weather system moving through the plains as well as parts of the Midwest as we go into the next into your next Monday and Tuesday. The good news is we do start to dry out here as we go into what looks to be the end of April into early May. We do need to dry out a little bit. We made some great improvements on our drought conditions. Now less than or about 5% of the state is underneath moderate drought conditions, and that's mainly across southwestern Wisconsin. So we could always use a little bit more precipitation, and we're going to get that as we go into the rest of this week, but then we will dry out as we go into what looks to be the start of May. Here's a look at your 7 and your 10-day outlook. Let me click play here. We are looking at pretty seasonable temperatures Friday, a little bit cooler, upper 70s to low 80s on Monday. Again, there's that chance for severe weather, of course, and then we'll dry out for the most part as we head into the middle of next week.
Boy, those temperatures staying nice.
Yes, they are not too bad. Rachel, I think she's kind of tuckered out when she's just eyeing everything in the weather studio.
A big old mood, Rachel.
She's so cute.
We'll meet more about her coming up in just a few minutes. Thank you, Blaze and Rachel. Well, today Howard shows us how to prepare an affordable tender steak in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you're like me, every once in a while you get the hankering for a juicy steak that won't break the bank. So I thought I'd share one of my favorite cuts with you. It's London broil, and right now we're finding it at some pretty good prices. And just in case you're not familiar with it, let me show you how easy it is to cook up. We start with what's called a top round steak or a London broil. Now, if you've ever grilled one and it curled up on you, here's a trick to prevent that. All we do is cut slits in it about a 1/4 inch deep in a diagonal pattern. Once that's done, we sprinkle both sides of it with some steak seasoning, making sure we rub it into all the nooks and crannies that we've just cut. Now we can cook this on a grill pan, under the broiler, or outdoors on the grill. That's up to you. And when it comes to cooking London broil, make sure you keep it to the medium rare to medium side. This way it won't dry out. Now while this cooks, we saute some mushrooms in a little butter, along with a bit of garlic powder and chopped parsley. Now the key to having this melt in your mouth is to slice it thinly across the grain. And when you top this with the mushrooms and all that flavor-packed sauce, get ready for some good eating. So what do you say you go online and get the recipe for our Steakhouse London broil? And tomorrow, we'll share the recipe for our roasted party potatoes to serve with them. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a steakhouse kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Up next, more on our pet of the week, Rachel from the Dane County Humane Society. Well, it's time for Potentially Yours. Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society is here with our special guest, Rachel, who's making a home on my lap.
She is. So first thing, are you looking for a lap dog? Check mark with Rachel. Yes.
She's just so gentle, so sweet, so cuddly.
She was on my lap when I met her before my weather. Now it's your turn.
Oh my gosh.
Look at those little eyes.
So tell us about Rachel.
Obviously, she's super cuddly and snuggly.
If this isn't a great sales pitch right here, this is amazing.
She does have moments where she gets playful and rambunctious because she's a puppy. She's 2 months.
Only 2 months.
Only 2 months.
Yeah.
So she's still growing, but like all puppies, you know, they use their energy and then they clunk out and they're like, I need a lap. So
she looks like she needs a nap.
I know, I'm watching her in the monitor there.
Oh my gosh.
She's just gonna fall asleep. You're gonna be stuck here forever, Josh.
I am.
Or at least till it's playtime.
So what kind of a family do you think would suit Rachel well?
Any family that's looking to work with a puppy from the very beginnings of learning all the new things, puppy training, potty training. She's been using a type of leash, so she's getting used to that at the shelter, and then working with her on like sitting and so forth. You know, right now she's about 9 pounds. She's going to be growing. We're not sure exactly how big.
You know, her paws aren't that big, so I don't think she's going to be huge.
Her legs are so lanky and
so
beautiful.
Maybe taller instead of bigger, maybe, right?
Maybe.
She's just so sweet.
Oh my gosh, I can't
And she's got a couple more brothers and sisters too, probably just like her. Sweet little lap puppies.
She's from a litter of 8, all named after Friends characters.
I love it.
And 4 of them are still, including her, are still looking for homes. So they're from Mississippi, came up last week. But they are all very, very sweet, friendly, curious.
Oh my
gosh. I'm sure the phone is already ringing.
100%.
I mean, she's asleep right
now. She's going to have no problem finding a home.
Maybe she already found one.
You know, well, we'll see what my husband has to say about that. Well, Well, Lisa, thank you so much for introducing Rachel. We're going to find her a nice home. Gosh. Well, you can start your new pup off on the right paw by registering for dog training classes. Dane County Humane Society offers a variety of classes that help build positive relationships and strengthen bonds between people and their dogs. Classes are led by professional certified dog trainers who provide clear, simple, and fun instruction as well as individual coaching for training puppies to adult dogs. Hey, an update on last week's pet. Daisy, the husky, has been adopted. We knew that was going to happen too. So if you're interested in adopting Rachel or checking out the other animals at Dane County Humane Society, go to giveshelter.org. And now Blaze has to follow up with such a great...
And I'll move my mic even closer so I can talk softly because Rachel's asleep. We are looking at a chance for some severe weather Monday and Tuesday of next week. We talked about this yesterday. We're going to continue to bring you updates as we go throughout the rest of your week into the weekend, as we're looking at probably a well-organized severe weather event moving through parts of Minnesota and Iowa and then impacting western Wisconsin probably Monday night into your Tuesday.
All right, time for a nap. Thanks for joining us.